Our or statements. Or statements. Now, if you see a union, it's asking you to find the values of, or let me rephrase that, it's asking you to find the values of all the sets. So if it belongs to set A, for example, it's part of the union as well, okay? If it's part of just set B, it's part of the union. If it's part of set A and B, it's still part of the union because it's part of all, or at least one of them. It just has to be part of one of them. So all numbers of both sets, but again, if you see that they've repeated in both set A and B, just please don't list them twice. So it says the set of all elements. Elements, that's just the stuff, okay? Okay, for this one we have sets A and B. So I'm gonna set up my my set A or B. And remember, when setting up these lists, we're gonna have to use fancy brackets. So I just put an S and then a 2 together to open it up. And then I go through my list, right? So I go through both sets, and I see right off the bat I've got a 1 in both sets. Now, again, I see it twice, but I'm only gonna list it once in the A or B set. So remember, we do not list repeats. Then I see I got a 2, and I am doing these in order. I believe the assignment wants these in order, but I forget. I see a 3. Again, I see a set of 5s, but I'm only going to put it once. I don't see a 6, but I see a 7 there from set B. Then we got 8s and a 9. And then a 10 in set B, 11 in set B, a 12 in set A, and then a 16 in set B, then a 19 in set B, and then finally I see a 20 in set A. So that's all the elements of set A or B, which is exactly how this reads, set A or B. And so I'm going to close this off with some fancy brackets. So I got a 2, then an S, boom, fancy brackets. Now you'll notice I was crossing those out as I went through just because it's easier for me to do it that way so that I can keep track of what values I've used. That way I don't miss any, which I tend to do if I don't cross those out.